I get wasted.
Perfect timing on the camera with that.
Hello.
All right.
How's it going, everybody?
Welcome to 5 on 5th,
Welcome to 5 on 5th, everybody. Thank you for being here.
where we conversate, smoke cigars, drink some fine spirits,
And have great guests.
and have great guests.
Especially fine spirits today. We're here to celebrate fantastic whiskeys and cigars and welcome our guest, Mr. Long Lamb of Allocated. Mr. Long, introduce yourself.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Long Lamb. I am the co-owner of Allocated. I do operations and finance, not too much. You know, I basically am a whiskey merchant in the municipality of Anchorage here.
He's a beautiful face when you walk in the store.
Yeah.
You know, he has the razzle dazzle.
Well, y'all know he's beautiful because you saw the thumbnail. So
Yeah,
that's
right.
That's how you got
That was our thirst trap to get him to come here. Yeah.
You should have asked me for a saucier photo.
Too many clothes, Long. Come on.
I could have sent you the Tom Cruise, me playing on a beach volleyball. Really getting on. You know, it's like, who's the guest?
That would have been an interesting thumbnail.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I like that. All right, so we got a few comments starting off already with. Let's hit these up real quick so we can.
Thanks for being here, man.
Of course.
So we got Chip coming in here saying, "Good evening, all. I'm getting ready to light up David off Winston Churchill, the late hour."
There you go. Keep it a classy,
Chip.
Chip. Thanks for being here, bud, and
Yeah.
thanks for all the posts and stuff. I appreciate the support.
Dave's coming in. Hi, this is Dave. What's good, fellas?
Hey,
What up,
Dave.
Dave?
Good to see you, sir.
Yeah. Happy birthday 2 months in advance.
Yeah, 2 months
And
in
then
advance.
Chris.
And
Brad?
hello.
Hello.
Dude.
And then we got my birthday may be in January, but I very much like to spend the number 55 at Allocated.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Excellent.
You're gonna have Dave,
Hopefully, baby.
you're gonna have
hopefully.
Dave sleeping on your couch.
We got
That's
Machine
why,
Gun
that's why we
Monkey.
got the inflatable, you know, airbeds in the back, inflatable sectionals. We're
Right on.
We got Machine Gun Monkey finally able to join a live stream because he's on
Nice.
vacation doing
Oh,
important
sweet.
things.
Haven't seen you for a while,
How's
man.
it going,
Yeah,
Machine
well,
Gun Monkey?
Well, before we get too far into it, let's go ahead and do the
Around the table.
announce the giveaway thing, so we don't have to
Oh, yeah.
worry too much about that because we forgot 2 months in a row. For some reason, I can't get the comments coming up on my phone to get the Bruce Bush one, but for the last video we did, we got Brendan Slawinski, who actually was
It's
our
lucky
random-
you're here, yeah.
Yeah, well, luckily you're on here. So you're getting one of our good little growlers. We'll mail it out to you if you go ahead and give us your information through the DMs or whatever. Just send
Yeah.
it to Dakota.
Don't put it in the comments.
Yeah, don't put it. I mean, unless you want some weird stuff to be signed up to. So yeah, you get one of our good old growlers here. And,
Congratulations, Brendan.
Yeah,
Next
thanks
one,
for tuning in, and it has been officially christened with Chad's Ash. There we go.
There you go.
Next
But we
one,
got the Fifth Avenue Cigars logo on the top, the lounge logo.
Yeah,
on
super
the
nice
front.
growler.
Yeah, very nice.
we'll go ahead and do another one for next month. Yeah, just whomever comments, we'll go ahead and pick a random one.
Yeah, anyone who comments on any one of our videos, we go through. Well, they have to be recent videos. We don't go
Yeah.
back through all of them.
Starting now.
Yeah, but it's like so everybody that's been commenting today is automatically entered for next month.
Brick and mortar, smoky.
Brick, mortar, and smoke.
Cigar Journal.
Bruce. Brucey,
What?
baby, talk to me.
What's up?
Bruce, I'll see you here in a few weeks.
I'll be down
I gotta,
there. We got Bruce Bush in the house of Karen Berger. Thanks for being here, bud.
Yeah, man. Good
Yeah,
to see you.
guys. Thanks, Bruce.
Well, with mentioning Bruce, should we talk about cigars for a moment?
Yeah,
Yeah,
get right
go around the
into it.
table.
Okay.
I for one got a Scuro by the Elevated Humidor. This is a company that is, I guess, new to the circuit, and they sent us a few cigars. I decided to go ahead and try it
to
out.
us in person.
In person?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was not here for that. Well,
They're a
thank you very
lovely
much.
couple. They came to our events.
And so they.
I met them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. I did not, unfortunately. Well, I'm smoking your cigar now, and we will be giving it a good go. And Mike's got another one.
Yeah, I also have the. So I have. It's called the. What is it? The Sin. The. Oh, should I have it right here? The Dark Sin.
Dark Sin.
So here, I have a cheat sheet, so I'm just gonna.
I got one too, but
I'm just gonna go ahead. So it's full flavored Maduro with a sweet tip, hints of creamy cocoa and cinnamon, with an Ecuador Ecuadorian Maduro wrapper, Dominican binder, and Dominican filler.
Is it treating your palate from the first draw, Mike?
I mean, from just the first light up, yes, I'm very much enjoying it. It's so far so good. So we'll see how it progresses.
Sweet. All right. Well, I guess moving around to me, I am trying a brand new offering that we are proud to present. This is the K Fire by Karen Berger. Karen Berger cigars have been doing great here. We love them. Our customers love them. We just got these in the mail, so I've been really excited. The cool thing about this, so it's a Mexican San Andres wrapper, but what Karen decided to do, so we've been carrying the Habano for a while, right?
Yeah.
So the binder of this is the Habano wrapper from the Habano cigar.
Oh, okay.
And on light up, I don't know, I'm getting some funky little savory notes in like a good way. There's a little spice, maybe the slightest little touch of sweetness in there. I'm not very far in yet, so I expect it to develop more, but I'm really liking it at the moment.
Cool. I like how your cheat sheet is a lot more.
Kinda
It's a
hidden
lot.
over there.
What are you talking about? Well, you know,
It's
when I do a cheat sheet, that means I don't need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I wrote
yeah,
it, so
yeah.
now it's up there.
Yeah,
so
no, I
need
know, I get it. Yeah, that's the reason I highlighted mine, so it would stick to my memory, and then it didn't
Right.
work.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Well, I'm smoking a Karen Berger as well, the Cameroon from Nicaragua. Medium. I'm just kidding. I'm just regurgitating what Ben just told me upstairs. We just picked this out. So Ben, what am I smoking here?
So that is the Cameroon offering from K by Karen Berger. That just took #2 in Nicaraguan Cigar of the Year. We really thought it was going to win it, but 2 is pretty good as well.
Yeah, for sure.
It's one of my personal favorite cigars. And what did I tell you up there? It as you progress through, you know, you'll see more. It's got some very nice like tea and hay-like notes. It's a medium-bodied, not too much of a powerhouse, but still very delicious. It reminds me of sweet Southern tea with that like Nicaraguan spice underneath it. So I thought it might go well with some pairings. You seemed interested, so here we are.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
Dakota.
Bruce is asking. I'm
Okay.
having a Ramon Bueso, the legend, Maduro. The legend project, the legend. His names are just so weird. But I'm basically having the Maduro that they recently came out with. I've liked Ramon Bueso for the past few years. They're not the most expensive cigar. There's obviously like some rolling imperfections and stuff like that.
You don't got to point that out. Yeah. No one can see it on camera.
I know, but like the flavor profile is just fantastic. It's like a little bit of espresso. A little bit of bitter chocolate. It's got a nice oily wrap, so you get a kind of creaminess to it. And then it's just, yeah, I get cream in my mouth, Mike.
No. I'm reading ahead in the comments.
Oh, okay. But yeah, overall, I just enjoy it. And yeah, no, I'm not having a Karen Berger or a tester cigar like others. I was just walking through and I'm like, I haven't had one of these in a few months, and I really wanted one. So
I agree with you. I think it's a good standby. It's medium, kind of mid, even almost like mid-low.
Also, we're
price
doing
range,
some
but
fancy
it tastes great.
bourbons and scotches.
Yeah.
And
We
this
should,
is a good
yeah.
baseline. Whenever I've got something new I'm trying as a pairing, I
You go with the
cigar.
familiar cigar. That's a good idea.
That is.
I didn't think that far ahead.
I thought of that, but I couldn't resist trying the Skate Fire.
Yeah,
But that
you
is a
gotta
great
give 'em-
segue, Dakota, to take it back to our guest,
Oh.
Long over here. Would you mind telling us what we're drinking today?
Oh yeah, of course. So I brought 2 things today, and I know you guys are more corn boys and sugar boys. So you
Is
know,
that a
of
comment
course
on my weight?
No. That's just what I refer to. As Mike politely pointed out on our tag, we have corn shoved in our Neapolitan, and this is our Good Times Neapolitan bourbon. So something sweeter. This has
Here's
been
the,
aged. Oh yeah.
There's the picture he's talking about.
We've,
This is so in focus.
the
focal points down here.
Screw it.
Just zoom in.
It's got a little corn and the Neapolitan ice cream right there. This is a bourbon that's been aged for 6.5 years, and then has 3 other cask finishes. So after being in a char for just New American oak, it's been transferred over to a strawberry brandy seasoned cask, a chocolate seasoned cask, a cacao seasoned cask, and then a Mexican vanilla seasoned cask. So
Wow.
something, honestly, a dessert dram.
It
One of our picks. It is,
super it's sweet like this. I mean, it's not like sticky sweet when you drink it, but it's like hey, when it hits the nose, you're like,
Oh, wow.
ooh,
on the nose. It's just
Mm.
intoxicating. You could just nose this for days.
it
So-
smells
Yeah.
so good.
Oh yeah. So we got
this
polars.
one, but I saw that you brought another bottle, right?
Oh yeah. So we'll
Yeah.
jump into.
We'll do that.
I like
Okay,
it.
well,
We're multiple drinks
Yeah, don't,
tonight.
don't,
Oh,
don't,
yeah.
Not
don't
my
get ahead.
usual. I have no.
You have a Red Bull in your pocket?
I should.
That's his usual control
No.
for.
He's just happy to be here.
Oh, I love it.
You have a Red Bull in
I
your
love
pocket.
it.
You're happy to be here.
Yeah, I was thinking we go for contrasting opposites, especially depending on what
Sure.
we're smoking. So something sweet on the forefront, and then have a little scotch, a little slightly peated old school space out scotch to kind of end it with
Nice.
after we finish up with this. So
Very cool.
It'll be very fun. Yeah.
So far, I'm having a great time. So
Yeah, that is really nice. What is the 57.5%?
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Good
57.
experience.
This
It's
cast
not,
strength,
it's not
yeah.
harsh, but it is warm.
Oh
It is-
yeah,
it's
oh yeah.
warming.
Just,
Just breathing that in, just through the nose and through the mouth. It's just a nice little
Mhm.
little touch of deliciousness.
Yeah.
oh yeah, you get those heavy vanilla notes on the nose, and then
But breathe through your
yeah.
mouth too, and you get like a taste of it at the same time. It's
Chad,
all
you're
that
such a
weird
mouth breather.
awesomeness. This thing's pretty delicious.
Oh,
Well, thank you so much for bringing these.
Oh,
We're,
of
we're
course.
beyond excited to try these things out. So thanks so much, and glad you're here. Cody, we got some
All right,
comments
yeah,
going on
we
over
got some
there.
comments
Oh,
going
no,
on.
I've been bringing up as they've been crying.
Oh well, let's
Well,
comment
let's-
on
let's-
it.
we like to
Let's talk back
So
to Bruce.
this is the one that got me laughing. So
I have to teach you boys some Spanish, and then white boy disease is rampant.
Say
Didn't
Espanol?
even say-
Come on,
he
man.
wouldn't even say Espanol.
Right,
I,
Espanol, I know, is when Bruce was doing his impression of Karen.
I haven't used,
That's stuck in my mind ever since.
I haven't used my Spanish in like 14 years, so it's pretty bad. But I just don't try anymore because then I didn't want to look stupid, so just give up.
I mean, it sounds really stupid, but like I do listen to like 50s Mexican like R&B and like you
50s. Well, I'm sorry.
50, no,
50s,
not
Mexican
50s. There's no R&B in the
what?
50s.
or like what's that? It was from the 50s that song I was you listened to with me. Like there's a whole slew of them.
Pantalones?
Los Pantalones.
Some good old slow jams.
I don't know what you would call that, but it's delightful. I like
It is like it definitely is American, like U.S. inspired, but it has very much been co-opted. It's great.
The white boy
White boy-
disease has been rampant in Alaska.
Well, I mean,
Love that Neo.
love that Neo. I was familiar with it. Cool.
Zach, I love you.
Thanks for being here, Zach.
And then Jared and Bruce is here with
Oh.
us in Texas.
Well,
All
shit.
right.
All right. Thanks, Bruce. Thanks, Jared.
Where at
Jared.
Texas are you guys at?
Yeah, I mean,
That's a big place.
that's
to
a lot of places it
Yeah.
could be.
That's a 9-hour drive just across that state.
For those,
Then we got
one
Joey.
Joe chime in.
All right, we got Joey. All right.
Joey's a stalwart contributor.
Yeah.
I did know this.
For those of you, what does it say? For those of you who don't, habla de español, el niño is Spanish for the niña.
Good one.
Yay.
The Good Cigar. All right, we'll have to check that out.
Oh, the good cigar. Okay.
What up, Long?
Actually, that's not the first time I've heard of that place.
The good cigar?
Smoking Karen
I
burgers.
had a couple of customers come in talking
Good
about
bang
it.
of Smoke.
Where's it at? Is it Houston?
Oh God, don't ask me to remember things. I can recall when somebody's telling me,
Okay.
but I can't remember specific cities. I want to say somewhere near San Antonio.
Okay.
I am wrong, aren't I?
Well, I mean, back to the topic at hand, which is our guest.
Yeah. Let's.
Yes.
You know, speaking Espanol, you know, I'm a firm believer of fake it till you make it. So, Lord knows I've said Jalisco so many times in my life. You know, when I'm talking about tequila in the shop.
Yeah.
So, you know, you just own it. Just say it with such an accent that people just believe.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, is it Jalisco?
Oh, that
How does
must be the
Jalisco?
way. I've been saying it
I've
wrong
been
all
saying
this
it
time.
wrong. Is it Juan? It's not. Yeah, it's Jalisco. So yeah, big time.
Just say no. I've been talking to the owner. It's Jalisco.
Yeah.
Get everybody
He
else
says
on board with how
Jalisco.
you say it.
Well, that's like
Jalisco.
gallows, like gallows here.
Yeah,
Everybody
okay.
calls it gallows.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Well, I mean, you get a burrito taco over a Huelos, and then you come over to here to you and get a Jalisca. You know?
Yeah, it's like those Mexican sodas. It's like Jarritos. Oh yeah. But yeah, no, guys, thanks for having me. This is pairing lovely, man. Thank you for the recommendation.
good,
Yeah,
good. I'm glad you
especially
like
with
it.
the sweet.
I wanted to get you
right
something
in that
quality,
middle.
and
Yeah,
that's
this is
that's
right in
one
the
of my
middle.
favorites.
Yeah,
Perfect.
So you are co-owner of Allocated.
Mhm.
Some of the people listening might not. Well, probably everyone does, but just in case for like The oddball out. What is allocated?
Allocated, we're new, independent, small bottle shop, essentially.
Artesian.
That's very artisanal, non-GMO, all the buzzwords.
Cage-free.
You know,
AI generated
organic,
website.
you know, sustainable. What other buzzwords do I got going on?
Oh, you're gluten free for at least
We're
half your
gluten-free
product.
at least half the products, you know, at least half the products. But we're a small shop in Midtown here in the Anchorage municipality. We are very passionate about bringing good whiskey into the bottles and bars of people.
You're all about
So-
the allocated stuff.
Oh
right?
yeah, 100%. The name, and I'll clarify this. You know, the allocated stuff. It's very much Illy Ferrati, my business partner over at Fiore d'Italia. We named the shop Allocated because of what we believe we absolutely hate about the whiskey world right now. Is for these super highly allocated whiskeys that's all around, where everybody's asking for the same thing. The producers aren't, you know, Lord knows they're not stopping production, but
Yeah.
you know, things are getting rare. So like diamonds, you know, controlling the market, then you set the price. So, you know, we'll call out something really common that people ask us all the time for blends. So
Yeah.
blends every single time,
Blends.
you know. The guys and I have a great gluten-free products. Yeah. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
No, that's all
Jumping
right.
ahead on that, but very much so. Things like blends, things like EH, or anything that's like a very
whiskey?
yeah. These.
Are you
know,
saying we should take our bottle of blends down off
Oh
the
yeah,
shelf?
that's tea in there, right? It's just, that's been drinking down and has rum in there, right?
I mean, all we're doing is spilling it right now.
Yeah.
Now, from one thing I've heard is that like a lot of the companies out there get them all from the same distributor here in Anchorage.
Yeah.
Do you guys do the same thing, or?
So we have to get all of our products through distribution, and of course that's always a you know, push and pull. So we always ask for things that, you know, we know what our people want. We know what our patrons want. They come in, they ask for, you know, I always tell people when I have to say no to products, where it's like, hey, can I get Blanton's? And I have to apologize on behalf of, you know, our shop and just honestly our Alaska market as a whole, where we get a certain amount of, and it's allocated out to very specific shops. And so our shop being one that rarely gets very specific products, and, you know, just through distribution, it's a, you know, I'm not even one drinking, but it's very political. And it's a lot of back and forth on with regards of how we get things, what we can get, and sadly.
Because you guys always seem to make a concerted effort to get things that you can't get anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like your shop is very unique in that, like if you want a bottle that you probably wouldn't find in Alaska, you know, that if you're going to find it anywhere, you'd find it at your place because you guys make the effort to do that.
Oh, specifically with Scotch and then just whiskey as a whole. So what we just tried, there's been nothing on the market that is just anything like that. We're quadruple cast to ensure that these flavor profiles, we're Kentucky, you know, you can essentially drink the classics. You can drink the Wild Turkey portfolio. You can drink Elijah Craig, you know, all those, and then what? There's all these Kentucky whiskeys, all these bourbons, these ryes that are staples, that are home name brands, right? So what would lead me to drink something else, or what's new, what's hot, what's fresh? You know, open my mind. So Kentucky right now is in the middle of essentially barrel crafted. So how do I be different? One of the most sold bottles at our shop is Rabbit Hole's Derringer, which is a Pedro Jimenez sherry finish, where wow, that is so different than anything else I've ever had, you know. So at our shop, we focus on the different offerings, different expressions that, you know, we can give to people, where we really focus on education as well, where it's like honing down your profile. We can easily be your new Jack Daniels plug. And, you know, we can, you know, get that for you. We have everything at the shop when it comes to whiskey, except those highly allocated items, sadly. So if you can tell me essentially, you know, or our team, like why you like certain things, we can narrow down those profiles and then suggest something that is of like.
So kind of like you can stay within what you like, but kind of expand your, you know what I mean? Kind of expand into trying something new,
100%.
but still, I mean, we do that so much with cigars. That's a perfect, it's a great idea.
Basically, somebody's coming in, I want, you know, a bottle of Jack, and be like, oh, I got this, it's a bit better. You're gonna like this.
I know, but you want Jack because of these notes. Well,
exactly.
here are these notes. Here are these notes, and you can expand your Expand your mind, man.
Exactly. Expand your mind. Exactly.
Expand your palate at least.
Our shop, we focus on spirits as if they were food. Different tastes. We can be your McDonald's. We can get you a quarter pounder every single day.
Yeah.
But if you want to sauce it up, like give me a quarter pounder with cheese. Let me get a quarter
Man,
pounder with
cheese.
Let me get crazy. Let me get some cheese.
You
on
can
there.
put some Swiss cheese on that thing.
Honestly,
Royale cheese.
I get chicken
So we
patties
do that.
for the bun.
Exactly. So very much we want to get people to get off of what they're just regularly drinking, trying new things, and just having the shop to be able to come in and have a conversation with any of our team members and just have that. We opened the shop essentially, and his thought process was, his barrel picks doing so well at the bar, where he elevated his products. Just if anybody has made an old fashioned with more than 4 ingredients, that's blasphemy to me. It's like it should be raw, let the ingredients speak for itself, and then get the base ingredients to come out. So his barrel program is good, and what gave him the idea of opening up a bottle shop to be able to get the base juice into his patrons' hands. So with the bottle shop, we're allowed to do that. And for me, I got into whiskey relatively young, like 22, where I was like, oh man, I shouldn't shoot this. And it was Macallan 15 Fine Oak that what started it all. And of course, building a bar and getting into spirits to where it's not, sending it, where I definitely have those nights, but it's very much, I want to be able to speak to someone. So go into a shop and say, hey, I like Jack, but I want, what's Jack? Elevated Jack.
It's very rare to find someone that has that knowledge, especially just going to a liquor store. You know what I mean? Like you just go to, I'm not gonna name any names or anything, but just go there and then ask somebody like, I like this, but I want to try something different. Then 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna be able to steer you in the right direction.
Yeah, most of the time you just go into the liquor store. It's the person who's randomly there working, and they don't know their whiskeys. Or
I myself just had that experience, man. I was in there a couple nights ago.
Yeah, Ben. And I wasn't there. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly.
And he killed it, man. Because I went in, I had a couple ideas. I'm like, okay, I need a bottle of scotch. We want a little bit more on the sweeter side as opposed to heavily peated and smoked. Something decent, but I'm not trying to spend a couple $100 here. Like what you got? And he had ideas, and he took me through the wall. It was fantastic. It's gorgeous. It's sexy in there. It's got a great vibe.
Yeah.
And I loved being there. I walked in and I was like, oh yeah, this is what's up. And again, shout out to Matt. I don't know if that was Matt Cope in the comments or a different Matt. I don't know. But anyway, that dude was great. And I loved being there. So I think you were doing exactly what you have set out to do, and just killing it.
And
man.
it's very unique.
Great to be in the shop.
Yeah, in a space that's like, it's hard to break ground in, like, like in stores that are already established. That type of business is already established. It's hard to break new ground. And that's what I really like about what you guys do, is like you guys specifically made an effort to be like, we're not like everybody else. Here's what we do that's different, and here's what we bring to the table that is like, it's a large barrier of entry for somebody else to try to compete with you now in doing that.
Yeah, whenever somebody comes into the shop, they're like, hey, where can I get that bottle you've got up on your shelf there? Well, I mean, try allocated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
for sure.
Should we catch up on some
Yeah,
comments?
we got
some comments here.
So we got Bruce coming in here, commanding us to stop butchering the Spanish language.
All right, as soon as you stop butchering the English one.
We got one above.
It is not grassy ass.
Go one above
It's
Bruce's
not
comment there. By Little Elm, Frisco.
Little Elm by Frisco.
Little Elm by Frisco.
That's
I have
where
no
they're at.
clue where
Yeah.
that's at in Texas. But I mean, I'm in the other state that's big.
Howdy,
Hey there, Texas
Taurus.
Matt Cope.
Gluten-free products. Yep.
That's right. We have Tito's. That's the only gluten-free product we have in our shop. Everything else.
No, wait. Is Chopin gluten-free?
They're all.
Oh, okay. All
gluten-free.
right.
Asking Cyrus where he is, and then we got Kick-Ass Bottles.
Kick-ass
Hey
bottles.
there, Tim.
What up, Tim?
What's up, Tim?
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, he's a gentleman who's donated a lot of bourbon to this place.
No,
Yeah, dude,
yeah.
Tim's awesome, man. He's very generous.
Now I
with
know which
the,
Tim that is.
that's why he knows his bottles.
Yeah, right.
He seems okay.
Oh,
Oh, from the lab.
and there's Martin. So he's in the cigar
Hello,
lounge,
Martin,
just
yeah.
on the other side of the wall. Hello, Martin.
Maybe that's a good time to mention, by the way, if you didn't already know, Lounge on Fifth is now open.
Yes.
It's right there on the other side.
There are 9 people on the other side of the wall from us smoking
Yeah,
cigars.
what are they doing? Watching football, hanging out?
Watching
drinking,
watching
us.
football, the hockey games on.
Yeah, or watching us apparently. Yeah.
Well, one of the TVs took it didn't take a shit. It timed out. And so I had to
Yeah.
put something on, and Marty specifically was like, "Hey, throw on the live stream side."
Oh my God.
Oh, fantastic.
But there's no sound and there's no subtitles, so.
Uh-oh. So you put it on the wrong one.
Yeah.
I turned off the subtitles on that one.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Oops.
So we got Texas Churros
Oh,
coming
San
in here.
Antonio.
San Antonio.
Yeah.
Right on.
Town.
Thanks for tuning in.
Get ham.
Oh, I was
If you-
gonna
I
ask
was
if you
about
got
to ask
plans.
if y'all got plans.
Sorry. Sorry, Mr. Chris.
North of Dallas by Frisco.
Oh, okay. North of Dallas.
All right, we
All right.
go, Chip.
Just poured a dram of allocated Russell's Barrel Pick.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
nice.
Chip, don't
Russell's.
start fights. Oh man, don't start fights. That's completely sold out. There's none left.
Texas Churros is saying he was up at that Great Wolf Lodge last year.
Oh, okay.
Watch. Not sure where that's at, but
Well,
I mean, I don't
that's
know
like
all
naming
the
a town in
lodges.
Texas.
Yeah.
There's 3 million of them. You know how many lodges there are in Alaska?
Oh, you just talk to someone in the lower 48 and just be like, yeah, I just flew in from McGrath. And they're like, where?
I flew in from Chicken.
I flew on a chicken. What?
I came in from Mountain Village. Which one? Mountain Village.
Mountain Village.
Do you have the Elijah Craig C923 or Pappy's in stock?
A lot of them, honestly. So just all the Pappy Van Winkles we have in the back. You just have to say the word tacos, and then we got just Pappy on stock. Honestly, like I can't get rid of them. I can't get rid of them. It's like, Dakota, do you? I was like, you
I
have
don't
a
know-
very straight face. That was a
I don't know
joke.
if you're
That was a
picking up
joke,
on this.
everybody.
I don't know if you're picking up on the sarcasm because he's laying it on heavy as shit.
I'm generally the straight man. Let's see here. Taurus, next time you're up here, you need to check out the Good Cigar. Awesome. Thanks for the invite. Anytime. Who wants a messed up question? Sure, why not?
Yes, let's
Yeah,
hear
we'll
it.
take it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Have you seen this before?
Yeah.
Have you seen what we do?
We're not. We don't make anything off these videos, so go ahead.
Actually,
These videos are age restricted.
Yeah.
Because we can't stop cussing and drinking in the first 30 seconds. That's all it takes to get a PG-13 rating on YouTube, but we can't manage it.
Matt's got a good question here. He's asking if only bourbons and scotches pair with cigars, or are there tequilas and mezcals that pair well?
Yeah, tequilas.
Oh, man,
Tequilas, yeah.
Anything
I don't know
tequila,
about tequila,
mezcal,
but, yeah.
rum.
What do you
bourbon,
think?
So let
scotch.
me ask you guys this question because I drink for a living, and I
I guess technically we do too.
We drink and smoke for
exactly,
a living.
exactly. So when I enjoy smoke, I have my own thought process on what I pair it with, but I want to hear from you guys, especially with so many of the cigar talks going on. What do you guys usually prefer?
So Del Bell makes a few mezcals that are fantastic by themselves and with several different darker cigars. I like rums, but I don't like the sweeter rums that you guys are usually into. I like the drier rums for the most part, and that's why when you guys get them, I'm just like, eh.
Yeah.
And,
That Legendario is your bottle, I think, right?
No, that was from
I thought that was yours.
the owner of Sagrado.
Oh, okay.
And then
Mr. Jones.
Mr. John Stewart.
and then I will do a few champagnes, and I'll do
Lori pairs with
Do
champagne.
you prefer champagnes and tequilas over whiskey?
no, I actually like cognac the most.
Cognac, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
the most common.
I like a little bit of a sweeter whiskeys and whatnot for pairing if I'm doing whiskey. Otherwise, it's a Red Bull.
That's
You know what,
sacrilege.
Mike and I really enjoy the cigar. We don't get it often because we killed the bottle too much. Is like a nice aged tawny port.
Yeah.
And various wines like darker, the berry notes can bring out some of the berry notes that are contained in like
It
darker
goes-
Maduros sometimes.
Goes great with a real dark Maduro. It
yeah.
offsets it real well. I like pairing with port a lot, especially tawnies. But I'm partial to tawnies.
Me too.
Can they make a port from like a really strong cab?
It's just brandy and wine. You can make it out of anything.
That sounds like you could get like a really rich tobacco flavored port. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Mike, what do you prefer to pair?
I generally, I drink bourbon like not exclusively, but exclusively.
I would say bourbon is the going rate at this
Yeah,
table. But we like to experiment with
I
everything
do-
everybody mentioned.
The top shelf, so just past the camera, there's a shelf on the top. That's almost all tequilas that we've paired with.
Wow.
So we do pair with quite a lot of tequilas.
Yeah.
You see Bozal up there. You could see 1948 up there. But
There's a couple Dobels up there too.
There's a couple Dobels up there, but
Nobody's tried vodka here with cigars.
I generally don't.
I
don't
wouldn't
know.
think it'd be something good to pair with, but if anybody knows of vodka to try,
I mean, you'd have to
that's
mix something with it.
Yeah, that's the one
Yeah.
spirit
No.
that I don't think any of us are that much into. But on the other end, maybe if we were, we would learn how to pair it with cigars.
I forget what it's called, but it's essentially a dirty vodka. So like vodka is supposed to come out a clean, almost tasteless spirit, but if you do it in a pot still and do a little bit of
Like
orange
Kettle
syrup-
One.
Yeah.
Kettle One's a dirty vodka.
Yeah, there's other dirty vodkas that are a little bit more.
You can
Artsy.
you can do it. You can do a shaken martini with Kettle One and let it sit, and it'll film at the top. It'll get a color at the
Mhm.
top.
Yeah, there's some dirty ones that they use different kinds of wheats. They'll sometimes throw some rye in there, and you can't sell them in the United States because it's not vodka.
Mhm.
It's vodka outside the United States, but inside the United States, we will not let it come in because it's not vodka. Just like rum from the Philippines, most of it can't come in because we don't call it.
It's all down to big vodka, just buying
man.
senators.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what it is.
FDA. Goddamn
Damn
it.
big
I
vodka.
do have a bottle of Beluga at the house that I could bring in. That I drink maybe a glass of maybe once every 10 years. So I could bring that in. It's my favorite vodka ever, and it's good at a solid like negative 32 degrees. Then
All right.
You pour it out, and then if it's like molasses, then it's
Then it's just right.
perfect.
You have to get it out with a spoon.
Oh man,
We got Laura come in here saying that this is so much fun. Thank you.
That's my girl, Laura Cole. She, I
Hello.
could embarrass her and brag about all her accolades and her TV stardom and things like that.
She's a
but
great cook. That's all you
She
got to
is,
say.
she is the most beautiful human being I know. So thank you for tuning in. I love you.
God damn it, Ben. I've been supplanted. Texas Taurus is coming in again here. I like my cigars with bourbon, whiskey, and rum. I
Yep.
really need to find a good tequila pairing, though. You're in Texas. You should have no goddamn
you know who should be chiming in right now is hi, this is Dave. Because Dave Webb
Yeah.
knows his tequilas and very much knows his cigars. So
Yeah.
you want a recommendation on a tequila pairing? Dave is who I would ask.
Yeah.
Man, now I regret not bringing. We just dropped a Dobel barrel.
Oh,
So
really?
We just got a Dobel expression. Should have brought that. And we have an agave spirit that's been aged 4.5 years in Four Roses cask. That
Oh, wow.
you can
Yeah.
blind most people and they would think it's bourbon. It
Really?
is- yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I'll be right
That's
back.
a
I'll be
tequila
right back in
I'll
20
be
minutes.
willing to
You're gonna run across town and grab a bottle.
We got Abe Kappa?
Kappa. Yeah.
Kappa?
Looks like Kappa.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like you guys need a Mexican.
We're not
We'd love
purposely
that.
excluding
Yeah.
anyone.
No.
Look, he's got his hand raised.
Abe, that's a pretty pretentious profile photo.
Abe. All right, Abe. What are you doing the first Saturday night of January? What are you doing? Do we have a guest lined up?
I'm not sure, dude.
I just talked to Gary from the fight nights, but
Oh,
we
okay.
can move things around.
We also
Okay.
have next month we might be doing some Garo cigars, so we might have to
Have to get a
Do an
Mexican.
extra.
maybe some
Have to
other
get a
stuff.
Mexican.
I don't know. I don't say Carlos.
Abe, get in touch
We'll
with us.
talk
We're
with
always
the-
looking for guests, and we'd be happy to have you on if
Absolutely.
you want to come hang out and do this with us.
I think if that's who I think it is, I think he might be the janitor by Gallows. So, he'd actually be great on here. He loves
perfect.
tequila. Yeah,
All right.
big tequila
Sweet.
guy.
Show us a thing or two about pairing with tequila.
Yeah.
That'd be a great episode. Yeah.
We got Texas Taurus coming in here saying he's half Mexican. They haven't deported me.
They
yet.
make him leave for 6 months a year.
It's the same Matt.
Oh yeah, Matt. That's our Matt. That's
Cool,
Matt.
cool.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, dude, that guy rules, man. Thanks for being here.
All
Hey,
right.
Pops.
I'm butchering that.
Yeah,
Well,
don't say it,
I
don't
always
say
thought there would be another A. It'd be que pasa.
Uh,
Okay, on the- You say que onda?
You pasta?
Que pasa.
I need feedback on the Cameroon and the K Fire. So
All
how's
right.
the
I guess,
Cameroon
does
doing
that
for you?
mean it's time to go round table again?
Well,
on
I mean, I'm
cigars?
ready for
We're
mid-stick.
I'm
Mid-stick. All right, let's go round table. We'll start with Chad again.
So to start off, it was a little bit of hot light up, but it smoothed out pretty well
That's one of the good
into
times.
the. I did get some of the cedar notes while I'm smoking here, and not so much of the creamy coca. The baking spices are in there for sure. Smooth. I think I screwed up the lighting because it. I just didn't get it hard enough to keep it lit, and so I had to relight the beginning. I know, beginner stupidity. But But yeah, so far so good. Not discouraged. I don't know what the right wording is. Next. It's good. It's a good cigar so far.
Next.
All right.
I can't speak.
Pass.
Pass. Next. All right.
I plead the fifth.
So again, I'm having K Fire by Karen Berger, and I'm really enjoying this. So I've been getting some, like right now I'm having a nice kind of like leathery coating in my mouth, which sounds odd to somebody who doesn't smoke cigars maybe, but it's a great thing. I've gotten some little sweet notes. I've gotten a lot of savory notes. One of my favorite things to get out of a cigar is a nice toasty quality. Again, if you haven't smoked a lot of cigars, that might not make sense, but just the toastiness of it is fantastic.
Fresh bread.
A little bit of spice, but not too much. It's easy going. Like most of the Karen Berger line that I've had, I would call it a medium body, maybe medium full. But I freaking love this, man. This is another just knock out of the park by Karen, and thanks for sending it up, man. I'm loving it. I will definitely be recommending this to all of my customers. Good for sure.
Karen, listen. This Cameroon, me oh my. Initially, I was just telling, Ben Dakota how I just had a fuente that smelled delicious, but it lacked so much when I lit it up. It was kind of a letdown because it smelled so nice.
It was super mild.
Yeah, it was very mild, and it tasted like soot, which I associate.
Old man golf
so.
cigar.
Okay, old man golf cigar. I like that. Whereas this, lighting it up on the first third, I got a lot of, and maybe that's the bourbon we're drinking as well. I had a lot of mocha notes, like really strong mocha notes, like almost like the dust, like the powder that the coffee shop make mocha with. And so this is absolutely delicious, like super creamy on texture for me, low nutmeg, low praline, honestly, and just heavy. This reminds me of Starbucks. So don't support Starbucks, support local. All right, very good, very good.
So my Dark Sin, the marketing wank is right on. The creamy cocoa and cinnamon, creamy is a perfect descriptor for this cigar. I've had to do a touch up here and there, but I'm not faulting it for that.
Yeah, I screwed up mine.
Mine's it's drawing well. The construction quality is good, and the notes are the market, like it's a very, very, very smooth Maduro, and is a lot smoother than the look would let on. It's pretty dark, but it's still a very nice creamy smoke. I'm enjoying it quite a lot. The elevated humidor.
Yes,
Dark Sin
is also the same name of their cigar lounge.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
And then for me, I'm still doing the Ramon Bueso. With the pairing, it's turned that coffee flavor a little bit darker, kind of like a Americano with like a nice frothy head on it, The kind of baking spices I normally get out of it, which I'm not a huge fan of cinnamon in a cigar, but like a little bit of nutmeg and just kind of like a toastiness is kind of coming to the forward with this pairing, and it's going pretty good. Like, I've talked about the cigar before. I like it.
I'm gonna lie, Mike, when you said elevated humidor, I was like, is that what you call the humidor? I didn't know that was the name of the humidor. I was like,
that's what we call the humidor upstairs.
I went to the elevated humidor.
There is a little step up into it.
All right, Mike, come on.
I gotta smoke it with my pinky out now.
Exactly.
Should we catch up on some comments?
Yeah.
I think we've been caught up once. This is the first for us.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is great. Thanks so much, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for everybody. Oh, Martin's listening on his phone. That's why I can hear us. Okay, all right.
Pure
Thanks,
audio. Pure audio.
Yes, Matt, Ben, thanks for the kind words.
Absolutely, bud. Thanks for helping.
If you had to have sex with Megan Fox, but she
has a penis, or a Hulk Hogan, but he has a vagina, who are you boning and why?
I'd let Megan Fox peg me. I mean, who's lying here? Who's kidding?
She's got toe thumbs.
She's behind me. I can't see that.
No, she's gonna fish hook your ass. She's gonna stick it in your eye.
No, oh, man. All right. I'm gonna drink the entire bottle of Good Times and then have some good times.
Yeah.
all right.
But
Hogan's gonna call me brother the whole time.
She's gonna make you eat a whole bunch of eggs first.
You're gonna be sitting there going to town
Feeding
with
me
Hulk
vitamins,
Hogan.
say prayers for
No
me.
one said that Megan Fox was pegging you. You could be pegging Megan Fox.
There's only one way for this to work.
I like that you getting pegged is how it's going
Ben,
down.
Just had to.
Ben
Hey,
has a vagina.
you know.
Okay, that was a weird fucking question. You were not lying.
Wait, let's go back to the Hulk Hogan thing, though. Okay, you're right. Hold on. He said,
Is he wearing the spandex?
Wearing the spandex? Does he have the old school hair? Was he ripping his shirt apart while he's?
Which era is this NWO? Does he have the blonde mustache with the black beard in
Or
between?
is it current Hulk Hogan?
Oh, hey, brother. Hey, brother. Oh, man.
You're
You know,
becoming a Hulkamaniac now.
Oh my god.
Most people
You have
pair,
to yell Hulkamania when you come. That's
You have to yell Hulkamania.
most people pair Connecticut's with coffee. Any suggestions on the stiff drink pairing?
Oh.
I would go with, so we were talking about tequila earlier. It depends on the Connecticut's. I mean, they're all over the place with the cedar or creaminess or baking spices. Depends on the one you're having. For me, I like Connecticut's with lighter, easier going whiskeys if I'm doing that. But I think a Connecticut is a good way to try cigars with tequilas or mezcals because you're not stepping on the flavors like you might with a more robust.
I would say like
Maduro.
Japanese scotch.
Or maybe a Japanese scotch.
Sorry,
Scotch would be
Japanese
good.
whiskey.
Yeah. I like
Something
Connecticut's
lighter,
with tequila myself, but it's all personal. Depends if it's a nice creamy one. Maybe that back to that tawny port with a nice Connecticut could be good.
Yeah.
Like I said, just go for a Red Bull. When in
That
doubt.
dude in the
Just go
middle
for a
is
Red Bull.
adding a lot of class to the scene.
I know.
Yes, Bruce. Thanks for
I should have
noticing.
worn
Yeah.
I should have worn my best
Long.
flannel. You know.
I mean, you don't like my purple undershirt? What the fuck?
Yeah, honestly, kind of nice. Ben's probably the best dressed.
What?
I know, Dad. I know.
Wait.
The quadruple layer.
I was gonna say maybe take the vest off first, but
I just wanted to be the typical CEO / Bond villain.
you should. What's funny is if he gets any farther away from the camera freaks out on this herringbone pattern and doesn't know how to display it. I think that's why the camera was crashing earlier.
Yeah. Abe does some good reviews on bottles. Okay.
It was the best. You guys should
Oh,
totally
really?
have him
Okay.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Hey,
Get in touch
come
with us,
on
Abe.
in.
Some 1910 cigars, probably. Okay. All right.
Good cigar to go with. All right.
Long. When you guys do your barrel picks, do you go to the distillers or do you have them send up some samples? Both.
So I'll tell you exactly right, Dakota. A little bit of both. There's good times we were down in Kentucky, so we were kicking around rocks around a few different distilleries and a few different non-distillery producers. And I won't speak ill to my beautiful business partner Illy, but he was definitely sleeping in the car while I had to man the rights to go thief all these barrels and figure out which one decided, which one deserved our name on it. So, crawling over, connexes of just barrels and just climbing up on rig houses. Yeah, it's pretty hands-on.
I mean, you don't give them like a list of like things you're looking for, and then they're like, "All right, we got you, fam."
No, they're probably like,
It's usually they start shooting out all the things, and then they wait and gauge our reaction on. Now that sounds interesting, or so like a cigar cut blend where, okay, cool, that sounds interesting, or a Grand Marnier finish, or a honey finish, or anything like that. What piques our interest?
I've never had a Grand Marnier finished bourbon before. That sounds really interesting.
It's delicious.
I mean, I love Grand Marnier as like an aperitif,
Yeah, oh, 100%.
You said that in a really
Just
thirsty
you.
way. You're
Yeah.
like, I've never had it.
You want
got
one?
kind of like, you got kind of smoky
I
in the
can get
voice when you
one.
said that.
I know a place you can go.
Oh yeah. So a lot of going down to Kentucky, that's where we get a lot more, just reins on what we can do, what we have to do. So say a few distilleries, a few brands, they'll force you to proof down your barrel pick. So say single barrels. Single barrels don't necessarily mean barrel proof.
Yeah.
So just a single barrel, they might cut it with water after the fact and then send it to you. Versus say
Do they
a
use
single barrel.
purified water or
Yeah, so
distilled water?
usually distilled water,
Okay.
spring water, whatever artisanal water they want to sauce up and say like this was local Kentucky water from
Gluten-free
the-
water.
Yeah, gluten-free water, like by the creek right behind their rick house and whatnot.
Yeah, seriously.
So
You know the difference between a crick and a creek? A creek's got a tire in it.
Might find a body occasionally.
So watering it down or doing that, and then so samples is very much they'll send us packages of 3, 10, however many samples, and then say, hey, find one that's good, and say we like something, and then say it's a whole different category. So say something that's completely wild, where it's Amarillo sherry finished, and we say we like this expression. Send us more samples of what you guys have.
Yeah.
So it's that discussion of a lot of back and forth, and we have a pretty rigorous, tasting kind of process for picking samples. So we like to do it, it's usually Ilya and I who taste it first, where we usually never talk. We never talk. We hate being led. We hate oh, this is good. It's like, oh, he said it's good.
You don't,
no influence.
You don't want to lead
influence.
anybody.
Yeah, no influence.
Go in clean.
We go, we write our notes. We're almost in separate rooms completely. And then we say why this is the best, why this would deserve our badge on it, why this would do well in the market. And then, we say bookmark it. Then we go again, and then we have someone blind it for us. So we're, shuffle around the 4 or 5 samples and whatnot. And then just from a blind, is that still the number one? And why is it the number one? So a lot of note taking. And then, of course, we bring it to our team.
Mm-hmm.
So we bring it to our team and say, hey, guys, these are, say, the top 2 contenders. These are, what do you like about it? What do you not like about it? And at the end of the day, it's, what does the Alaskan people want? So like when we picked this Good Times barrel, it was sweet heat. We love everybody who loves cask strength stuff. Where I'll quote our boy Chris, who says a lot of these on the palate, you don't get that almost 60% ABV. It doesn't rip your mouth open.
Yeah.
But it's down here. It's a grower, not a shower. Per his words. Per his words. So. Just sampling and, picking barrels, it's pretty rigorous work in regards of making sure we like it, our guys like it, the market will like it.
Yeah.
And then it's a lot of conversation and back and forth on, and is this different enough? Is this different enough? If we're releasing the same thing as every other shop is releasing, then why is ours better? I'm always here for a dick measuring contest. So let you pick a cast and let me pick a cast, and we'll let the market decide who's better, right? So I'm all for that, but we really do like doing different things and things that we think that are missing in the market. So like this crazy thing, I was like, shit, let's throw everybody back to childhood. Like wow, the strawberry vanilla.
Well, that does speak a lot to what set you guys apart. Like be doing that, taking that effort and being so rigorous about it.
I'm kind of curious how many of the distillers, not the company, but like you, I'm assuming you meet like the head distiller, the person who's in charge. How many of them will talk about how they have a chemistry background?
So it's pretty funny. So
I would assume quite a few of them do.
A few are in psychedelics. I'm talking about McCullen Benton. I love that guy. He is very much about experimenting. Dr. Bill Lumsden, who is the master blender distiller for Glenmorangie. Doctor, he's a nerd. He absolutely loves it has to be pulled at this exact time. It has to be at this cask for this amount of time. And so chemistry is a huge part of, how people basically break down whiskey, because at the end of the day, it's 4 ingredients, it's yeast, it's the cereal, it's water, and it's the human touch. It's truly, who is this person who's blending or who's saying like, this is good enough? Because if you think about it, there's only so much you can do for whiskey, right? If it's just straight whiskey. It's same. So say in Scotland, it's just 100% malt. Why is this going to taste different than this one that was aging in this environment? Or why is that the optimal environment?
There's a finite amount of formulations.
Oh yeah. So it takes a team, and you have a master blender, you have a master distiller, you have a master taster, to ensure that profile. So chemistry is a huge one where everybody has got to, distilling school, blending school, ensuring that they know everything about the cereal, because then you'll get guys like me where I'll kick tires down in any, distiller or distillery or non-distilling producer and say, why is your stuff better than literally the 15 dudes on this road? Honestly, because why is it? What's the difference in, the profile? Why would my patrons pay $100 for this juice? Why would they pay $20 for this juice, right? Mm-hmm. So chemistry is a huge part of it, and just the art of knowing what to do with the whole, making whiskey process.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Okay. Well, let's roll through a few more.
Somebody's blowing smoke up our ass. What up, Mikey?
Love you, bud.
Texas tourist laughing his butt off.
I want to see Chad bone a pen while the rest of you sing Christmas carols over them.
That is
right now.
That's an after show thing. You got to come into the shop for that.
And so, do we sing Jingle Bells or do we sing?
It's all holy night.
Oh.
Yeah, make it a slow jam.
That Megan Fox comment should have finished the show. What would you pair with your janitor sandwich?
Oh boy, probably a bandito, a Coors Light. It's an inside joke.
Right.
That's one of my best buds. We helped each other survive up in Denali and janitor jobs that we had for the federal government.
Yeah.
I don't even want to. A janitor sandwich is a leftover hot dog bun that's got ketchup and black pepper in it. And you know what? I'm not proud of that, but I'm also kind of proud of that. Like we had to get through those times any way that we could, and it was good. There's more story to that, but we don't have time for it.
Okay.
Mr. Miller coming in saying that Dakota can't be my real name. That's legit my
That's your
porno
porn
name.
name.
Yeah, true.
His real name is Ron Jeremy.
I can't read it because it's behind the camera.
Yeah, I can't either.
It
It's
says,
behind the camera.
Long, what has been your favorite part about starting Allocated, and what has been the most challenging?
Oh,
Good
yeah,
question.
Good question. Good
Somebody's
question.
thinking.
Chip. Coming in hot. Favorite part, Lily and I discuss about it all the time. When people are comfortable in our shop, when you're able to walk in, you know us, we're like, what do you have that education, have that conversation of what do you want, being able to get people off their regular stuff, having people open up their minds. For me, it's, I absolutely love it when I can get people to try new things. I'm a big advocate of trying new things. And on my side, I love finding drams that punch well above its price range.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm always seeking. Just because I started my whiskey journey in Scotch, and Scotch's price point is very unapproachable because you're
Bourbon's
going
getting
from
there.
yeah.
Bourbon's
Oh
getting
yeah, it
there.
is. And so you're going from $30 bottles and say a 2-year minimum aging process to say like the qualifier to be in Scotland. You're not seeing anything releasing less than like 10 years.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a whole different dynamic of like, young guys having ideas of like cognac. Like I absolutely love cognac. It's not for old men anymore. And then just to get them something, get them a little taste of what it could be. And that's the beauty of our relationship with Fiore d'Italia, Illy's restaurant, where we're big advocates on making sure people try before they buy, making sure that this is worth, spending the money, whatever it is. Everybody has different thresholds.
Go down over here and try it out.
Yeah, try it
Don't
out.
buy a whole bottle.
Yeah, it's a proper whiskey bar. You can have half a dram. Say, you know what? I would pay $100 for this. I would pay $200 for this. So for us, it's my favorite. I get to do what I love now. I get to speak about spirits. I get to get people into new whiskeys. I get to curate weddings on what they want to drink, or just make people's day on like, okay, you want something real easy? Hey, I need to come in, I need to buy a gift. It's for my dad, he's turning 30, I'm willing to spend XYZ. And then
Like that's 30? Well, you're not selling to this dude, right?
Stepdad, whatever.
I mean,
I didn't mean to take you out of your funeral, but as soon as you said that, I'm like, what? He's turning 30.
This kid's got to be 15 at the oldest.
He was conceived by that crick with the tire in it.
And it's those quick
Megan Fox pegged my dad.
He was adopted, all right? He was adopted, all right? A 30-year-old man can adopt a 29-year-old son, all right? Oh, you guys are prejudiced. Oh my goodness me. Ages. Oh my God.
We'll say a little bit on that one. Yes. I'll take that.
Okay, wait, hold on. So what? Okay, so hold on. I got a quick question, and then I want to follow up with that. So, what does a bottle of Good Times run? So I know Alaska is not the cheapest place to buy things, but so what is a bottle of Good Times run?
So what we're sipping on tonight, it's gonna ring out $109.99. So,
I would pay $109 for this fucking bottle.
and this is the thing is, if you understand, so say whiskey, bourbon as a whole, one cask, charred, new oak, age it, send it, and usually they proof it down to 40%. Legally, it has to be 40 or more. But it went into 3 other casks that were all seasoned respectively.
There's a shitload of effort in that.
Yeah, time, energy, effort, and care. So when you can take that into account, so say when you drink scotch, she's been sitting looking pretty, being a good girl for 12, 18, 25, 50
40
years.
Yeah.
Exactly. And being able to appreciate that and say, wow, real estate is expensive, especially in America. That's why you don't see a lot of bourbons carrying a lot of age statements because, you know, when they carry those age statements, it's usually higher in dollar value. It's higher in price.
You know, so Remy Martin used to always push, that was always their thing with Louis the 13th. Mm-hmm. They'd always say, the people who barrel it never taste it. Because it's in that barrel for 100 years. And that was always like weird because by
the time they open it, it's like half full.
I bartended in college and at a really high end like steakhouse, and we had Louis the 13th, and that was always what we're supposed to tell people. Why is this so expensive? Because the people that put it in a barrel are never going to be able to taste it. It's been in that barrel for 100 years. Like, think how much would you charge if you had to save something for 100 years and your grandkids had to sell it to somebody? Mm-hmm. How much would you want them to charge?
That's a good point.
I think the only way that a lot of the bigger, more boutique Scottish distilleries that are making scotch in Scotland get away with it is their estates. They're privately owned.
100%.
It's part of their family offerings, and it's like, well, we've been doing this for 400 years. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not a big deal. It's already cordoned off, and it's just the way we do things. We have other investments that keep the shit alive.
Yeah. All right. So I wanted to follow up too. So what was the hardest thing about it? Which I know as a business owner, I hate that question. Because it's all fucking hard.
I'll tell you. It's a few things, you know. All in all, you know. I'll tell you what.
Dorks is the hardest thing about business.
I'll tell you what. Probably in my position, the hardest part for me is acquiring things for our people. You know, people always ask about these new up and coming things. We have great relationships with our distributors, but also they have to play ball. They need to satisfy everyone, satisfy the market, satisfy the person who has the biggest checkbook, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm a small entity and I want something that everybody else in the market wants, and like I said, it's politics at the end of the day.
You've got to find your niche.
Exactly. So that's where, you know, when you come into our shop, it's truly, Scotch is our namesake because luckily Scotch as a whole isn't allocated. There is no qualifier to getting a bottle of, you know, Pappy Van Winkle or anything like that. It's just you got the money, so here you go. You know. So a lot of the behind the scenes things on making sure that we can appease, you know, to our market to be able to acquire all the inventory that everybody wants, and that's why I love, you know, special orders or someone bringing something new to me. So say like allspice dram or like a pecan whiskey where we don't need to shelve it, but we can get it for you. And that's just on me to, you know, reach out to all my distributors to be able to acquire that. But getting some of the harder things that say we absolutely love and allocation, and it comes back to the whole, you know, reason why the name is allocated. That makes me lose sleep more than anything is making sure, you know, can I get it? I don't know. The chances are 0 to maybe, you know, and then having to have that discussion with, you know, what we have to legally do with our distributors in acquiring it. That's been the most challenging part. And also getting past the optics of we're some high-end shop, you know, you see the pictures online. You go in and you're like, I can't drop $100 a bottle. We have Jack Daniels. We have the one gluten-free, you know, vodka. We have Cheetos in there. You know,
you do have some easy grab. I noticed that when I was in there the other day. Like there was turkey, there was several things in there. Extremely reasonably priced. Like
you guys run the gamut. We don't want to make it out like you're some kind of boutique. You go in there and buy $750
There's
bottle.
everything.
You guys
if
have
it's
everything.
in the category, it's there. Right?
Exactly.
And, but the difference is, you guys have the knowledge, and you guys go further than the other places are willing to go.
You have all 7 varietals of rich and rare.
Honestly.
Can I get some Monarch?
Plastic largies, you know, we have it all.
Plastic largies?
Plastic largies, because I don't know what 5 liters of rich and rare is called.
It's called a what the fuck?
It's called a bad night.
Right,
you know? And that's the biggest thing is, you know, everything in there is curated by us or the team where, you know, this deserves the best bottle for $20, the best bottle for 30, you know, our champagne selection, our bubble selection.
You're approachable with expertise.
Soju to 800. Soju, I love soju, you know? So we literally carry everything that we think, you know, should be there, should be drink, and then we love describing why, right?
Yeah.
The why is like, what the heck? What is this?
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, it's delicious, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'll tell you what. So
Well, I remember
that's
when
kinda
to the
been it.
tasting, you brought was it the apple cinnamon?
Oh, it was
That
the
you brought that-
Albarana.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
the Albarana. Yeah,
Yes.
that was the one that I would love to. It's completely sold out. When I loved you, Mike,
I know.
because you were dead on, just transparent. You laid everything on the cards. He smelled, and I'm speaking of our Nulu Albarana pig, which is completely sold out. Don't ask about it, please.
Sorry to bring it up.
Best. You know, I gave everybody an opportunity to get $200 off their next order if they could pair me a better spirit with a Maduro wrap, like cigar.
Mhm.
It's just delicious. And crickets. We sold 170 plus bottles, and no one said anything. They're like, "Damn, this is pretty good." So of course, when we all met up, I said, "Oh man, I have a treat for you guys." And Mike will drink anything that's corn. He's out here like
I won't drink Jim Beam.
no
Yeah,
JB.
Yes, you will. You've done it with me.
JB.
I don't prefer it.
Yeah, no JB, but Mike goes and smells it. And he goes like, "Oh, it smells nice." He drinks it and he goes, "This might be a glass I won't finish." And he looks at me dead in my eye, knowing I was the guy who massaged this barrel, spanked it, and was like, "This is good juice."
It's because I love you, dude.
And yeah, and he goes, like, "Long, I think you missed the mark." And I said, "You know what? We don't have smoke in the air. We don't have a stogie in our hand. You know what? Like, give me a minute. So we all light one up. Sure as shit. When we light one up, Mike sips it, and then next time I look over, man's dram is gone.
Empty.
Yeah.
You were right.
Yeah.
See, that's why you trust Long.
Yeah.
That's
And
why
it's-
you trust
it's
him, because he knows what he's doing.
delicious. Oh, my God.
Trust the chef. I always say that. You go to a nice
Trust the
restaurant, you
chef.
trust the
Yeah.
chef.
Yeah, let's catch up,
Yeah.
Dakota. Let's catch up.
Well, we are
Oh.
getting close to the end of it.
We have because we're doing a one chip challenge on the Knife channel in about a half an hour. So we have milkshakes in the fridge. So we will be trying
So bad,
this
man.
with ice cream.
Right. I know everybody's glass is done, so I'll talk
okay.
about this second dram before we close it out. So I also brought, like I said, I don't see any scotch up here, So I brought Benromach 10. Benromach 1993. The Urquhart family. This was started in the 1800s.
There you go.
The Urquhart family acquired it in 1993. And so this is, Scotch is not all smoky, it's not all peat, it's not all aggression. And so I wanted to bring this one because it is slightly smoked. I think, especially contrasting on a sweeter bourbon, this is going to be great. I would love to hear your thoughts personally, because I don't think anybody here have had this expression.
Never had that.
Yeah, mine. Space side single malt says right
Mhm.
there.
It says right on the front that it's
Oh,
the best.
Oh yeah, honestly.
Oh, right there. Space side single malt.
And in Space Side, they usually don't, they don't dry the barley with peat, the earth matter that they use to dry out the barley.
Yeah.
So this is old school style, definitely not common in the Space Side Scotch category. So I can't wait for you guys to try this.
All right, let's give it a go let's give it a go before we close out here.
Give me a small little.
Well,
bit
he's
of that,
pouring.
please.
You want to do final thoughts of cigars?
I don't need to update. I've got no updates. I'm still enjoying mine, so I'll just lay that out quick.
Yeah. So I thought it would be a little bit hotter by the time I got to this point. It only got hot to maybe I don't know, the last 10 puffs at most, and yeah, I'm doing all right with it. It's not tarry or anything like that. Like I thought it would be on the first light up. It actually smoothed out really well. Pretty good cigar.
I'm going to point out we've got a chatted and a chatted.
Yep.
I know.
That's all right. It's par for the course at this table. Don't you worry about it.
Oh man.
We kind of rub it in to kind of season the table.
You smell and I will lead you guys on this one. If you nose this, you're gonna get those orange citrus, orange peel nose. I see Dakota closing his nose. I don't know if that was on purpose.
He's gonna puke.
Like, oh yeah, I was gonna say
It's on
it's
purpose.
not your style. Okay.
That's on purpose.
I like that. I like that nose.
I find when I
The
exhale,
citrus is the after it's
Yeah, it's
citrus.
that
It's good.
minerally little farmyard malt.
At first it's
we
that
absolutely love it.
peaty, but then it's like then the citrus kicks in and it's like
But that peatiness
I
isn't
like
blowing me out of the
Yeah.
water. I
Yeah.
don't
Not
like peaty
medicinal.
usually.
It's
Yeah.
not super medicinal. It's not a hospital ward. It's not a chimney soot. This is a well balanced. I absolutely love Ben Ramick. This one rings in only at about $60,
Really?
which is mad.
Dang,
That's
yeah.
$60?
Yeah.
I think
I
one of
drink that all day
our
for $60. You kidding me?
Holy shit.
I think one of our lounge members might have brought this in at one point. Maybe not.
$60.
I'll have to talk to her, but she brought in something that reminds me of this.
Mhm.
I don't know.
That's very nice.
I'm getting
Thank
like
you,
like maybe apricot or a peach in the background
Mhm.
with the citrus, and that was what I got, was like a little tiny bit of citrus on the smell, iodine, and apricot. Well, peach, honestly, peach,
Yeah,
like a fresh
yeah.
peach.
And,
All right.
It's peachy.
That's the beauty of
That's
it.
good.
Is, you
It's
know,
very good.
And honestly, it just makes you want to keep on letting it rest, coming back for a sip,
Yeah.
let her open up. You know, she has legs. I'll tell you what.
Maduro pairing on the head with that. I got dirty contacts. I can't read that
Embrana
one.
pairing.
Oh man, Chip, send it. I was like, we need it back here. And I was like,
Now I can't see that because the camera's in the way.
Wow, that gets orange citrus off from this. What a surprise!
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. We
Thank you all.
appreciate it.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Long, for being here.
Yeah,
We
thank you
appreciate
very much,
it.
man.
We appreciate
Great
the
to see you
time.
again.
Always,
Appreciate the
always,
spirit.
Good to see you again,
always.
man.
Again, this is Long Lamb. We're talking about Allocated here, people. If you need to go someplace to get some great spirits like what we enjoyed tonight, please visit Allocated here in Anchorage. It's a fantastic store. And,
Fuck Oak and Keg.
I'm glad you didn't say the other one. All right, come on. All right, here we go.
all right. But anyway, yeah.
All right.
Thank
Thank you
Long.
very much.
Thank
all.
you. Have a
Appreciate
great
it.
night. Happy smoking and drinking.
We will
Cheers,
see you on the first Saturday of next month, and we'll have a good old time.
Unless you want to go to the Knife Channel, we'll see you in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go to the
30
knife
minutes.
channel.
Watch
Roll their
these guys
knives.
burn their mouths off.
All
We're
right,
eating
everyone take a
crazy
pose.
chips.